Over 4 out of every 10 websites you visit run on the exact same system. WordPress powers roughly 43% of the entire internet, acting as the default operating system for the modern web. But despite that massive footprint, the machinery running under the hood was designed over 2 decades ago. By today's standards, that underlying architecture is surprisingly inefficient. When you multiply that inefficiency by hundreds of millions of sites, it creates a systemic drag. It wastes server energy, makes sites highly vulnerable to traffic spikes, and noticeably limits how quickly we can access information. So a performance bottleneck in this one system is an internet-wide speed problem. Fixing how this engine runs would accelerate a massive portion of the web. To understand the delay, we have to look at the traditional request model. When you click a link on a standard WordPress site, you force an origin server to spring into action. It has to execute PHP scripts, pouring a database, and manually stitch HTML together before it can send anything back to your screen. All of that computation creates a structural roadblock. It results in a delay called time to first byte, which on a typical setup hovers around a sluggish 1.8 seconds while the server thinks. The industry has spent years trying to patch this with expensive managed hosting tiers and complex caching plugins. But these solutions still completely rely on that origin server, meaning they inevitably choke during massive traffic surges or dynamic moments like e-commerce checkouts. Patching a server model with these limitations won't solve the core issue. The actual flaw is the reliance on live rendering for every single user request. The alternative is to stop using WordPress to deliver the website to the public, and instead use it purely as a back-office content management system. Nimbika achieves this by placing an AI engine between your content and your visitors. It reads your site and automatically precompiles everything, stripping away the heavy processing and outputting highly optimized static HTML, CSS, and modern WebP and AWIF images. Those lightweight static files are then pushed out to over 300 CDN edge nodes scattered across the globe. This means user requests are intercepted at the edge node closest to them. The request never touches the origin server, dropping your live PHP processing load exactly to 0. And because Nimbika uses an AI-powered incremental build system, an author can publish a new post, and the network instantly identifies and updates just that specific page. The changes push globally in under 30 seconds without requiring a massive full-site rebuild. Bypassing the server entirely rewrites the physics of website delivery. It guarantees near-instant load times and eliminates the risk of a server crash, regardless of where your visitors are located. This performance report shows the exact result of bypassing the origin server. We see a perfect 100 on desktop performance, with the total blocking time sitting at an absolute 0. Looking at the mobile data, which is traditionally the hardest environment to optimize, this next diagnostic shows the static edge neutralizing latency, securing a 97 performance score and a fast first contentful paint of 1.9 seconds. Finally, this dashboard displays Google's core web vitals. The system automatically secures a passing grade, specifically resolving the layout shifts and interaction delays that usually penalize dynamic websites. These metrics represent real business leverage. They prove the removal of the technical barriers that suppress organic search visibility and user retention. E-commerce data from Google and Amazon proves the economic reality of the speed. Every 100 milliseconds of improvement drives a 1.11% increase in conversion rates. And because the origin database is hidden behind the edge network, processing 0 public traffic, the architecture becomes functionally immune to DDoS attacks and sudden viral traffic surges. Modernizing the web's largest ecosystem doesn't require forcing millions of developers, agencies, and editors to abandon the CMS they already know and rely on. By utilizing platforms like Nimbika to seamlessly modernize legacy infrastructure from the inside out, the impact extends past individual businesses. This process upgrades the speed, security, and reliability of the internet itself.